So I have a bit of a problem. These are all of my whips. I think it's really important to audit your projects to see which ones you actually want to work on and see which ones are kind of just sitting around gathering dust. So this video is going to be a bit of a finish or frog kind of video. I made one of these before and I thought it was really fun. So I'm gonna do that again for these projects, and for the ones that I decide to finish, I'm gonna show you myself finishing some of them. I don't think I'm gonna finish all of these realistically, but I think the first step for all of this is making a list of what I actually have and deciding what I want to do with them. So let's get started with that. Okay, so I have my list started, which is the current whips. So the first one is the Ransom Tote by Aiden Wells Crochet. I pretty much have finished this. You might be like, oh, that looks finished, but there is still a needle and thread inside that I, for some reason, just didn't tie off. So I'm gonna finish this one. You know, I'm actually just gonna do this now before I do anything else. Okay, that's awesome. That's so exciting. I didn't expect myself to finish a project this early into the video. Okay, so now that's done. Just gonna put that on the floor. Okay, I think the next closest to being finished is this sweater that I have been making for my friend Jada for a year. I was supposed to give this to her for her birthday last year, but as you can see, it's not quite done. But as you can also see, oh yeah, so we got this sleeve is finished, and then this sleeve is like maybe 6 rows and the ribbing from being done. So this is, I'm gonna finish this. This is like pretty high on my priority list of projects that I want to work on. Let's just start grabbing bags at random and seeing what's in them. Yes, this is the back panel of a vest that I started maybe a month ago. I don't know, can you see, you can see the vision. This is just a back panel, it's just plain. The front is going to be a goose. I made this goose vest for my friend Ashley a couple years ago now at this point, and I've been wanting to make one for myself and also like maybe try and write down a pattern for it. So that's what's happening with this, but I got this far on the panel and then stopped. Oh, I forgot to be writing down my projects. So I have the Ransom Tote, which I actually did finish now. I have Jada's sweater, and now we have the goose vest. So yeah, I am gonna finish this, but I might put this on the back burner for a little bit because I have some other projects that are a little bit closer to being done and I want to work on those first. But I will put this in the finish pile, which is just gonna be a pile on the ground of project bags. Oh yeah, okay. Next project, this is the, I can't remember the name. This is a vest pattern by Hans Design. I really love her patterns. I don't think it's the Keith vest. I don't know, I'll put the name on the screen. I think it's really cool. I love this stitch, but I think that this is kind of not the right yarn for this project. Something about the way that just like the variegation is showing up on it is like not quite right. Also the lighting is getting weird. Let me move it around a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit better, I think. But the variegation is just like turning out a little bit weird. So I think I'm actually gonna frog this one, and I'm not gonna do it now because I wanna get through everything, but I wanna use this yarn for something else, maybe something a little bit more solid. It's kind of just not really showing off the stitch definition or the variegation of the yarn. So I think something a little bit more solid, not so mesh, would be better for this yarn, and then a different yarn for this pattern, because I do like the pattern, but I don't think that this is the right yarn for it. So yeah, frog. And I'll put this on my desk. Oh, okay. So this is just like the bottom part of a balaclava. I started this in the middle of winter, and can you see this? I got this book about Fair Isle knitting at the thrift store and I really wanted to try out this corrugated ribbing technique that I learned about in the book. It's cool, but I decided to try and use some scrap yarn and mohair. So all of these colors are double-stranded, and so there's just like, there's a lot of ends. I did actually already weave in the ends at the bottom, like the cast on edge. And I like how this looks. I really do like how this looks, but I kind of don't have any ideas for what's next. I could just do something solid. I could just do like stripes. My original idea was to do some sort of like Fair Isle pattern on it, like do a chart and a graph and do a bunch of color work up that. But I don't have any more of this white, so I wouldn't be able to add any more ribbing on the edge. And as cool as this is, I just don't think I'm gonna finish it. But it feels horrible to have to frog all of this mohair. But I think I'm gonna frog it. I'm trying to cut down on the amount of whips that I have. I'm trying to finish some of my projects, and I just don't think this is one that I'm gonna pick up because I don't know what to do next. And I feel like it's a really good proof of concept. I'm glad that I did this. It's kind of like a swatch to see if this corrugated ribbing thing is something that I like. I do like it, but I have some changes that I wanna make. And also, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that it's a little bit small. I know that it looks smaller maybe on the needles, but I kind of didn't measure, I didn't do a gauge swatch or anything. I was just going based off of like non-color work gauge for this kind of weight. It is stretchy. I do think it would be cool, but I think I'm gonna frog it. So I'm gonna put this one in the frog pile and write down the last two projects as well. Next up, we have 46 granny squares that I have plans to make into something, but I actually was doing pretty well for how many squares there are. So I wanna make a hooded granny square zip up sweater with all of these. I think I need at least 54, and then I need to figure out how many I need for the hood. So I'm getting pretty close. 46, 54, I need 8 more. And I actually already have 2 that are finished. They just don't have the ends woven in. So I'm very, very close to being done. This is gonna be pretty high on my priority list of, even if I don't finish the entire project, I do wanna finish the squares, because if I don't do that soon, I'm just not gonna ever want to. And one of these bags is from the squares too. Not that one, this one. Oh, and actually this one has its ends woven in already. So I have 47 completed, and then this one I just need to weave in the ends. If you're wondering, I have been weaving in the ends as I go for these, which is pretty awesome of me. I don't usually do that, so very proud of that. I am gonna finish this, gonna work on this. You're gonna see me working on this, gonna weave in these ends. So that is in the finish pile. Okay, these are some socks that I have been working on. Why did I stop working on these? I don't know. I stopped wanting to read the color work chart, I think. And also I got a little bit worried they were looking a little bit too patriotic, but I think it's fine. I think that with the rest of my aesthetic, it's fine. I can pair it with some things to make it look less patriotic. I was kind of considering changing out this blue for a different color, but I like it. I think this will look good with my outfits. I think this would look good with the outfit I'm wearing on right now. I have this white shirt and blue shorts. So I'm just not gonna overthink it. And I do wanna finish this. It's actually a little bit bigger than some of the other socks I have done. It's 3.5 millimeter needles. I think the other ones I've done are like 2.75 or 2.5 or something. So all of this didn't take me that long. I think a couple nights sitting and working on this. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in the finish pile. Okay, this bag actually has 2 projects in it. They are both the same kind of stitch and idea, but I started this one and then was like, I don't want to use this color, I'm gonna do this one. So this is this like mesh tank top thing that I have been working on. I think it's turning out really cool. I'm gonna finish this one, I'm gonna frog this one, and not just hold on to this Oklahoma shaped piece. I don't need to. Frog. If you've been watching for a while, you know that I've been working on this project for a while. It is the Santa Monica houses. I kind of got stuck because I made it a little bit too wide, and then I messed up on the ribbing and I had to redo it on both sides. First of all, I attached both of these backwards, and then I messed up on the ribbing, and so then I like put it away for a long time. But I'm gonna finish this because it's cool, and I think that I can make it work even though it's a little bit big. But all this, well, I'm gonna say all, but this needs ribbing on the armholes and then button band and buttons. And I'm gonna finish this. Maybe not in this video, but I'm gonna work on it at least. And the last project is this scarf, which has been sitting in this bag with all of the yarn needed to make a second row of the scarf. And now that I'm looking at it, it kind of looks really good on its own as just a single layer of stripes, a single layer of checkers. So I think what I'm gonna do actually for this is I'm going to weave in the ends and finish it. And then if I ever decide that I want to add a second row of checkers, then I'll make that and sew it on. Because this bag is so big and I can't just have this like hanging around in my drawers and places if on the off chance that I decide I want to finish this. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish this by weaving in the ends. And then I can put all of this yarn away. Okay, so given all of that, I have 7 projects to finish, not counting the Ransom Tote because I finished that just now. And that ranges from making entire second panels, making second socks, to weaving in ends or making some granny squares and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna take you along the next few days as I work on these projects. Okay, so I just unraveled these 2 projects and now I have some nice hand wound balls of yarn to do something with. And the next thing I'm going to tackle is weaving in the ends on this scarf because I don't think it'll take very long and then this will be done. So I'm kind of trying to go from like easiest to hardest so that I can accomplish a bunch of stuff and get the like dopamine. Yeah, I'm trying to finish projects so I can get the dopamine hit of like, now these are done, I can just put these away and not think about them anymore. So yeah, I think I'm gonna weave the ends in on this, and then next I may finish Jada's sweater, because that does kind of have a time deadline component of I really should finish it for the birthday after the birthday I was intending to give it to her for. Did you just call me buddy?
No, you called me buddy.
Oh. Finished.
Cool. Oh.
You like it?
Yeah.
I'm so glad I finished this right after it got not cold anymore. We literally had the last frost 2 days ago. I'm also glad that it only took me like 10 minutes to weave in all the ends, and I could have worn this all winter. But that's okay. I'll wear it next year, and maybe I will make a second row of checkers for this. This is my square up scarf pattern, which looks really good, but is kind of annoying to make because you do the color work horizontally. So you have to have a bunch of different bobbins attached. But I really like how this looks, and yeah, wish I had finished it. Wish I had finished it sooner. I can't decide what to work on next. I was gonna finish Jada's sweater, but I don't want to, so I'm gonna knit some rows on this sock. Okay, here's what I did today. I unraveled these two projects, woven all the ends of this scarf, and did like this much, an inch of these socks, and I'm almost ready to turn for the heel. Okay, yesterday I worked on quite a lot, but I didn't film myself doing any of it because I was doing it while on phone calls with people. So I'll just show you what I did. I finished 4 granny squares, and I weaved in all of the ends on them. And what I spent most of my time on yesterday was actually this sock, which is turning out really cool. I have some gaps in the stitches here where I was like picking stuff up. You can't really see it on camera, and so I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna kind of block out or like felt together a little bit once I wear these, but I am really, really happy with how this looks. The like heel flap part, can you see this? The heel flap part, and then this, the gusset. No, this is the gusset. I don't know. The pattern that I'm working on is the Stars in the Evening Sky by Cindy Craft. And I got this at, what was it called? The Fiber Witch Festival in Salem last year. And I, for some reason, didn't buy the set of colors that they have. And I really wish I did, because I think that this looks way prettier than this. Still looks cool, but this is prettier. My review of the pattern so far is that the chart is designed extremely well. The pattern is designed very well. The instructions for the gusset and instep, I swear I had to read them like 50 times. Written kind of confusingly, so if you do try this pattern, that's my warning. I wouldn't do this as like your first sock ever. There were a few things that I kind of had to like fill in the details on, just because I knew what it was supposed to look like and how it was supposed to turn out, but I did figure it out. So it's all fine. But now the next part is knitting up the foot part and then the toe, and then I have to do another sock. So that's how things are going. I'm not sure what I'm gonna work on today, but I'll show you my projects as I work on them.
Loaded over the top, but I'm not sure of all the rules. Don't I need a semi-truck and a 10-year-old son? The rules are, you suck! Let's go!
My plan for today is to unravel this and then finish Jada's sweater. And I actually just got these, this interchangeable needle set that I'm going to try as I finish this project as a way for it to be like a little bit more fun. And the 6.5 millimeter needles are these like, where are they? These like really pretty pink ones. So it's gonna match the project, which will be fun. And then I'm also gonna try and get started on unraveling this. Okay, I finished. That was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. And I'm actually technically not even done because I doubled up all of these yarns. So this is like a fluffy yarn and then a non-fluffy yarn. And I just balled that together into these clumps because I don't want to do this anymore. It took so long. And so I'm just gonna put this all into a bag and I'm gonna deal with this at another time because it's just gonna be too hard. I have to like separate out the strands. But what I did realize is that this yarn is the perfect yarn for a project that I want to work on. So that's great. I'm glad that I unraveled this, and I think I'm gonna use this for something too. So feeling good about my decision to do that, even though that was like just actively horrible. Okay, today is the day I'm finally gonna finish this sweater. I have to bind off this end and knit like 5 rows on this sleeve, and then I'm done. Okay, this is my last stitch. Thank God I am done working with this yarn. If you want to see my review of this, then go watch my video reviewing this yarn. I did not like working with this. Okay, one sleeve is cast off. Jada, I hope you're watching and you see just how much I have toiled to finish this sweater for you. Sometimes things just take a long time, and I think it's gonna turn out really cool, and I hope you like it. It's done. And it looks so cute. This is gonna look so cute on her. Wow, I can't believe this. So, just for accountability's sake, there are some ends that I need to weave in, and Jada specifically really hates having unwoven in ends. So I am gonna weave these in, but before I do that, I'm gonna go put some vegetables in the oven for dinner. So, okay, there's more than I thought, yeah. I'm gonna come back to this in a second. At least I did some on this side. Okay, it's really not that bad. I'm gonna take a putting food in for dinner break and then come and finish the ends. And I won't get distracted, and I won't go do something else instead of finishing this. Okay, my asparagus is in the oven. I'm just gonna sit here and weave in these ends, and then it's gonna be done, and it's gonna be awesome. This is so horrible. I hate weaving in the ends when I'm done with a project. This is so horrible. As much as I complain about this, I do think that there is something kind of cathartic about the process of like doing the finishing touches on a piece, especially on something that I have been working on for so long. It just like, I'm sitting here thinking about how different things were in my life when I started this project. Sorry, that was my oven. My oven's preheated. But yeah, I've been sitting here thinking about how different things were in my life when I started this, and just like the different people that I was talking to and where I was living and how my mental health was. Not good. Not great now, but it's, you know, we're making progress in a good direction, I will say. This is probably the biggest project that I have made with the intention of gifting it to someone, and I get why people do it. It feels really good to know that, you know, I'm suffering, but I'm making something that my friend is really going to love. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is that I'm trying to be a little easy on myself for not having finished this for so long. There's just been a lot of stuff going on in my life, and Jada understands that, and I think that that's really special to have a friend who is willing to wait a year for you to finish a sweater, or, you know, feel better enough to hang out, or anything like that. So I'm just feeling grateful for the friends that I have. I'm feeling a bit sentimental finishing this up because it's one of my longest standing whips. I do have the Santa Monica Houses vest that I don't think I'm gonna finish for this video, but I'll finish it eventually. And I think that's gonna be kind of the same thing of just like reflecting on all these different parts of me that are a part of me, but that some of which no longer exist. And that's just, I don't know, it's just a part of life and growing up, I think. I don't know, I'm not an expert. And I guess I also just wanted to say that I hope that this encourages you to take an audit of your own projects, just, you know, to see if you want to finish them, or if you're just holding on to them and they're like emotional baggage of times that you don't want to be thinking about. I feel like some of the projects I unraveled in this video were just like, hey, I don't need to finish that project. I started it at a time when I thought that this project was going to be something I wanted to work on, and it wasn't, and that's fine. No harm, no foul, especially with fiber arts. Like, you just unravel it, and now I can use the yarn for a project that will serve me a little bit better. Letting go of some of that guilt of not finishing something. You know, I definitely do feel bad that it's taken me so long to finish this, but at the same time, I'm also really excited that I am finishing it now, so All's well that ends well, right? We're really getting close to the end now. Okay, this is the last one. Oh my god. My asparagus is ready to be stirred. That's so crazy. Okay, I'm finished. I've weaved in all of the ends on this. All right, here is what it all looks like. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think Jade is really gonna like it. If you wanna see what it looks like on, you should go subscribe to her channel and follow her on Instagram and all that. Yeah, I think that's as good a place as any to wrap this video up. Thanks for coming along. It's been really fun to do this, to finish some of my projects and get excited about projects that I've been working on for a long time. I honestly feel really relieved, especially finishing this project and just knowing that I'm like getting through my queue a little bit and excited to start working on some more projects and showing you the stuff that I'm working on once it's all finished. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can also support me on Patreon. I have monthly exclusive Patreon podcasts. There are currently 23 available on there. They're fun. I just kind of ramble and talk about whatever I want. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.